I'm him. You're him. Everybody is him. I didn't even realize this was a snowman mug. This is just my tea for this morning. But you know what? Screw it. Christmas comes earlier every year, so why not? And apparently, crappier movies are coming every year. If you saw my out of theater reaction, you know my initial thoughts on this movie. I will repeat the opening word I used. Woof. um, so as of right now, this film, not Jordan Peele directed, mind you, not Jordan Peele directed. In fact, I believe the director is Justin Tipping. Justin Tipping. With what's the actual how many votes here? Because it's gone down now from when I last checked. Before, it was holding about a 33%. 1/3 of every critic liked. 3 out of 10 critics. 1/3 of the critics actually liked it on some level. It has since gone down with a total of 89 reviews, so it could still go back up a little bit, to 30%. With 100 plus verified audience scores, people who are confirmed to have seen the movie and gave their opinions on the outs, 59%, just barely under a fresh, which means it could still go above, maybe. This is a bad movie, folks. This is my girlfriend and I were discussing, went out, had a drink, and discussed the film afterwards. And she said, do you think it's a mess or it's just being pretentious? I'm like, you can be both, honey. You can be a pretentious mess. And she's like, well, wait, no, because you can, think words here. Because do you think he was intending it to be pretentious? Well, no. There's a difference between artsy fartsy pretentious. It's like what that freaking nutcracker with Nazis did. And then there's someone who just had an idea, wanted to be maybe a little avant-garde, but still made a mess of a movie. That's more what we have here. The story, in essence, follows Cameron Cam Cade, or played by Tyreek Withers, who, and I'm checking this guy's filmography right now. Filmography. Okay, all right. Hold on. He has been in other films. He was also in the most recent version of I Know What You Did Last Summer. He was in Atlanta. Oh, he spent a lot of time in that sounded weird. But he was in the series Atlanta. Okay, so he has had a film career since. Okay, good to know. Because that'll give me that actually gives him some leeway here in my criticisms for him. But it follows him, who is an up and coming star of like a quarterback, college football going into the big leagues. Who ends up getting a head injury and is trying to recover and gets his opportunity to work with the current GOAT, greatest of all time, Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans. And he goes to this, what I call the ranch, this isolated spot for a week's training camp, and the weird psychosomatic stuff that's going on with him, be it trauma or something else, and what the ultimate end game is for them, what's going on there. And look, I said right out the gate, Guapad is oh, I know it's for the it's this is the guy who plays the brother. I'm guessing it's a rapper. But regardless, sorry, I'm pausing here at the moment because I had to clear my throat, and then I'm looking at it, the name of the brother. Okay, I said going into this film that I wasn't feeling anything for this film. Unlike other Jordan Peele-esque either produced or directed films like Nope or Get Out or Us or something like that, I didn't love the trailers for it. I ultimately came to the realization that I think it was the subject matter. I did not, care about the movie because I don't care about sports at all. I'm not a sports fan. I like sports movies. But the idea of mixing sports and horror together in like this weird psychological horror style, I'm like, it's not working for me. So, but I'm like, okay, I'll still give it a shot. Marlon Wayans looks like he's going to be good in the film. And I mean, I still want to know what the twist is. And I can tell you right out the gate where the problems started. One, it takes like 10 minutes to actually get to the main plot of the movie. So we're just sitting there, and me and my girlfriend are both like this. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. And like, and he gets, and you see it in the trailer too, the incident where he gets attacked and gets the head injury. There's that scene where he's like walking towards the football that's spinning on the field, and there's someone behind him. Man. I'm like, hey, no, just this. Look, I know you can be sneaky, but given how much shit that guy was wearing, how in your head were you that you did not hear this guy sneaking up behind you? First and foremost. Okay, but take that out of the equation. There's some metaphor here for trying to maybe stylize the idea of being concussed and how his maybe perceiving the world through that. and maybe that's where part of that's coming from, when we get a lot of the hallucination sequences. But I don't think they're doing the best job at portraying that, until it makes the editing atrocious in this film. Like this is an obnoxious film to watch. And so he gets to the and he meets Marlon Wayne. And at first he seems like a nice guy, obviously. They always seem to do that. And then he sees kind of the extremes of what's going on here. And there's the whole symbolism of like the football it's not just a cult, it's a religion. Like they make references to God in the same sentence as this. The goat, the saints, the sacrificial God. Like, what will you sacrifice for fame and power? It's so that they got that going on the whole time. But okay, before I continue on my, let's call it tirade about what's not working in this film, let me talk about the few things that actually did work. The film finally gains a bit of personality in the final act, where you see in the trailer where him and Marlon Wayne are kind of duking it out mano a mano. And then there's the scene that follows. The scene that follows is actually probably the highlight of the film, just because it goes completely carnage. And like, what the fuck? Even then, the Marlon Wayne fight with him and Marlon Wayne is so shaky cam obnoxious. And there's literally a moment, not even in that fight, but they're like doing these sequences where they're like doing like, body heat index, and like you're seeing the inside, you're seeing the beast in them and all that. And it's just so like it is kind of up its own ass with that. Like, I get what you're trying to do, but it's not working. It just comes off as so obnoxious to watch. And there's literally a moment in the film where he goes into this like weird combination tanning bed bath thing, and the flashing lights. This film does not come with a seizure warning. This film needs to come with a seizure warning, because if someone with epilepsy goes to watch this film, they're sorry, like a little crap right in the back of my throat there. Hold up. Because if someone with epilepsy goes in this film not knowing that scene's in there could be a problem. I'm not even joking. I don't have epilepsy, but I literally had to look away from the freaking screen for a second. It's like, that's actually fucking with my eyes. I gotta look away with that. Holy crap. But the film gains at least a little bit of life near the end. It doesn't save the film, but does do that. Marlon Wayans is by far and long the highlight of the film. He's doing the best job acting wise. He's the most interesting character. You both hate him, you're uncomfortable with him, but you kind of enjoy him, and you even sympathize on some level with him. And he's in the film a lot. Like, he's in the film, which is, thank God for that. So Marlon Wayne, hands down, the best part of the movie. How old is Marlon Wayne? Because he looks good. Like, he's in shape. Marlon Wayne's 53 years old. Yeah, he could still do some action if you wanted to. Absolutely. He looks great. But yeah, so Marlon Wayans is great in the film. The film finally gets a bit of a personality near the end. I liked the ideas they were going with, and a little bit of the. I like the idea of the metaphor of what the price of fame and the culture of football is. And like the obsessive nature of sports fans and what it takes to be that. I do like what they were trying to do. But again, it is obnoxious in terms of editing and story on pacing. Like, it's just obnoxious. God. It goes, like I said, it goes actually literally seizure inducing at one point. I'm like, what the the end, half of the ending is like shaky cam up the ass, plus with other like weird effects going in there. It, and look, I could forgive a lot of this, and if our main character, Cameron, wasn't the worst version of early Channing Tatum and Hayden Christensen from the prequels. Um, because like he is so nothing of a character. My girlfriend said that's kind of the point. He's supposed to be the quiet warrior, but I'm like, because of the metaphors they're using in the film, I guess I could agree with that. But I just think this guy didn't have good direction. I'm not sure the guy. I've never seen him in anything else, but I can at least say he's had a decent enough career before now to at least give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of his acting abilities. Because again, he does come a bit more alive with a personality near the very end. But up until we get to the Marlon Wayne and him fight a standoff and explanation of what's actually going on, he's got nothing. He's just so bland. There's like hardly any emotional reactions that he gives at all. And every time he like has a little bit of a like true emotion, it just goes like it's gone. And he just reacts the same way as he would to anything else. There's a scene where he almost kills someone, and it's just the same emotion. Like over, he's just such a block of wood, and it makes it impossible to care about him. I don't give a shit about his family because we barely see the family except in the beginning, and even then, they're not all that they're not unlikable except for maybe the brother, but they're just not. There's nothing endearing about them. Ugh. So that is so that really hurts this film in its entirety. If it wasn't for the fact that our main character was so bland and so uninteresting and kind of unlikable just because there's nothing too much to like, I'd say that if he was even like 50% more likable, I might be able to give this film almost a pass. Because I could say that I'm enjoying him more. I definitely enjoyed Marlon Wayne. The ideas I didn't mind. Some of like the more intense like football sequences are good. That's another positive I can say. But like the training sequences are actually pretty solid. Like in terms of intensity, what like they're doing. But unfortunately, when you give me bland main character, and I mean bland, you give me completely up its ass editing, obnoxious tone, style, trying to be too artsy avant-garde in some ways. It's one of those things where I just can't recommend it. I can't like it. I can't enjoy it. It was just an obnoxious experience. Not just an obnoxious film, an obnoxious experience. Like there are points where me and my girlfriend both had to just go like, well, we both winced, but we also went like, oh god, like that. Particularly when we meet Marlon Wayne's wife, Julia Fox, was it Elsie White? Julia Fox. When we first meet her, she's selling like vagina crystals. Like you'll have an orgasm and all that. Oh, we make it for men now too. You show them your ass, Cam. Like, why? Why are we doing this? And then the actual reveal of what is going on in the end. That I won't spoil. No spoilers there. So just to recap with it, let's just use the three main Jordan Peele. And again, this is not him directing, but it's a Jordan Peele produced. Let's use the three main Jordan Peele films that I fully. And what was the other one that? There was another one he did where it was modern day, and then these women wake up and they think they're in like the South, but turns out it's just like these racist assholes, criminals stealing people and putting them in these reenactments. Which, okay, fine, that's really not that interesting of an idea. It's like an inverse The Village to some degree. But no, okay. So with Get Out, the reveal is they're doing literally Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like kind of his version of it with science and brain swapping, putting people's brains and minds into other people. Okay, interesting. Cool. Okay, it makes no sense, but in that pseudo world, like how some rich people would kind of figure out how to do these things, I guess it makes sense. Okay, cool, fine, wonderful. In Nope, they were clones. And the reveal that the main character was actually the clone of the real version of her, and she got away with it. No, that was bad. That was just a bad, like, really? Like, oh, excuse me. But really, do I got any water left? Or Teal doesn't do. Because now you got something caught right there, like that little something. You know what I'm talking about. So if I can just cough that up, I can clear my throat a bit. But I don't want to do it while camera. So, and then they're doing the whole hands across America bullshit. Like, okay, I'm sorry. In America, that would have been taken care of ASAP. Despite the fact, I need to be more over here. Despite the fact they're clones, they're just human. A bullet will get the job done. We literally see at the end, like, a helicopter is like looking, is like watching like the whole hands across America thing going on. It's called a gun, man. Just you mow them down. Yeah, and the fact that the clones are like somehow like more or dangerous than the originals, that I didn't buy either. Like, there's nothing to say these are better versions of us. So there's that. And then in Nope, okay, I liked Nope. The idea that the spaceship isn't a spaceship. It is, in fact, the alien itself. That might have been the best twist of all of them. And this one, the twist is, it is explained, but it's not well explained. It's explained enough that you can more or less get what's going on, but you then got to ask the question, okay, is it science, supernatural, both? And by the end of the film, they more or less give you an answer on that, but it's not, still never completely explained. And in terms of, in terms of what it is, I'm like, okay, and like the echelon of reveals, twists, I don't like it more than the Nope twist. That's a very simplistic twist, but it works for that film. I give them credit for trying to do something unique there. I do, so there is that. But overall, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the twist. I think it's a okay twist. I'd probably put it below Get Out, but well above Us. Us was just a terrible twist. So, long and short, what do I think of this movie as a whole? I think there are good ideas here. I think the acting, at least from Marlon Wayne, is great. I do think it doesn't really have much of a personality until near the end. It kind of comes a bit more to life. I'll also give it credit. It's a claustrophobic film, too. Like, you're underground in this place for a large portion of this film. Not like the whole film, but like 70% of it. And I think that does help with the tone, at least. But that said, it is so messy in terms of its ending, its style, its tone, to be honest. It's a subject matter I was already just like not that interested in, and this doesn't help. And you have a bland as shit main character who I can't care about. Among all the other problems in the film. By the way, you know what? Another thing? One other thing I'll give it credit for. It does not shy away on blood. When it gets bloody, it gets bloody. But there's a scene where he's taking an ice bath, and this is just a random thing I noted on. And I looked over to my girlfriend after. I spoke to her afterwards on the ride home. Like, by the way, I just want to say that ice bath scene, that was the fakest looking ice bath I've ever seen. She just laughed. But like, that didn't look like ice at all. That looked like just plastic chips you had floating on the top. But regardless, yeah, I can't recommend it. I'm falling in the minority on this too. Like, only about 58% of the people who saw it liked it. I just watched Doug and Brad's review of it. Apparently Doug kind of liked it. Brad didn't like it. I fall on the Brad side of things. And Doug also acknowledged he's probably in the minority on this. But yeah, I I could not enjoy this film. It's just again, it's a combination of subject matter, but I can get past that if it's a well-made film. But it's not a well-made film, and you didn't cast the guy who's. Let me put it this way: I'm not because I haven't seen him in the other stuff he's been in. It might not be the casting; it might have been the directing. I think you maybe got the wrong director for this. So what else has Justin Tipping directed? Give me a second here. Uh, let's see now. Say let's see. Filmography. He's done one other film. One other film. Kicks. What the hell is Kicks? A 15-year-old Brandon, long pair of shoes, by the opposite side, his best friend Rico. I have no. What was this? What was the rating on this thing? Got good. Okay, so his first outing was good. Okay. Oh, he was also the writer. Okay, this might make some more sense now. He wasn't Jordan Peele to produce this, but this guy was also the writer on this film too, or at least a writer on this film. That explains that because the other thing, everything else he's done is just TV episodes. So this is his second directorial not debut, but second film. Yeah, no, it was written by him, Zach Akers, and Skip Bronke. Yeah, okay. Again, is it the worst film I've seen this year? You know, that's wait a minute, was that was not Jim? Oh my God, that was freaking Jim Jeffries. There's I didn't realize. I'm like, I felt like I recognized the guy. There's this sports medicine doctor in the film. He's played by Jim Jeffries. Oh, that's hilarious. I did not even realize that was Jim Jeffries. It's always good. I love Jim Jeffries. So it's great to see he got somewhere. But he directed and wrote it. Look, again, I don't know if this is the worst film I've seen this year. I did see some pretty shitty stuff early in the year, so but it probably will be in my top 10 unless I see a bunch of other crap that comes out the rest of the year. I think next week it's one battle after another. Finally, so I can stop seeing that trailer, for God's sake. I'm actually apparently hearing Best Picture buzz for that film, which, okay, cool, fine. I'm not judging it. Trailers. We got The Strangers Chapter 2. You want to talk about a film I'm not going to be at next week, because I believe that's next week it comes out, right? Let me get the schedule up here real quick. When does it come out? It's next. I want to say it's next week, along with One Battle After Another. Predators. What? Oh no, that's not The Predator, but Strangers 2, Gabby's Dollhouse, One Battle After Another. I think I said I'll be at One Battle After Another, please. So yeah, don't care about that film series at all. Black Phone 2 though, we'll be seeing that. Anaconda, we just got the trailer yesterday for it, got to see it on the big screen. My Anaconda, don't. My Anaconda. Look, you give me a Tropic Thunder version of Anaconda with Jack Black and Paul Rudd, I'm here. I'm there for it. That looks like a lot of fun. And it's Christmas, man. Christmas gives me Anaconda. So you know what? I can survive. I can live through this. There was a couple other trailers. I can't quite remember. Oh, I walked in on the Predator Badlands trailer, so that looked good. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure there was another trailer that I'm forgetting what it was, but One Battle After Another. Yeah, again, so looking forward to not seeing that trailer anymore, because it's attached to pretty much everything. Even if Gabby's Dollhouse are coming out this week and not next week, I almost guarantee you we'd see the trailer for that One Battle After Another attached to it. That's hyperbole. We probably wouldn't, but you know what I mean. It's like attached to almost everything. Anyway, I digress. Him, not my cup of tea personally. But did you see it? Have you had a chance to see it? If you did, what did you think? Are you one of the people who did like it, or are you one of the people who, like me, didn't? And did you like it more than me, or not less than I did? Because I can acknowledge there is some good stuff in the film. There is something here for a movie. I just don't think this movie is that something. And if you haven't seen it yet, do you think you still will see it despite what I say? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.